this thing of women being able to return to work after maternity leave is something that I respect with everything inside me.
Because I'm a gold digger or what, people will label me the way they want. It's their opinion. But I will never date somebody.
Is it possible for a woman who is aspirational, who wants it all? Is it possible for women who have spent the better part of 15 years, the first 15 years of their lives, trying to make a career come together? Is it possible for that woman to say, I want a family too? Booked before boys because boys bring babies.
Sanbonani Dumilang, Absheng, my beautiful queens. Welcome to another episode of Healing with Her, where we explore the journey of healing, growth, and self-discovery. Ikamala mutobeka shangasi, intombi mhlophe kuhlukela ngalephuma. Yep, kanti ke angihambi ngedwa. I am with my beautiful queens. My queen.
My name is Zodo Matigane, aka Zomed Honey.
Hi, it's Simpiwe Ndlebe. It's good to see you again.
Hi, it's Lindo Bushetoga, and I'm so happy to be back again.
Yay! How are you, ladies? Especially you, how was your week?
My week was good. I'm fine. I've just been concerned about the issues going around the world.
Can't wait to hear about that. How are you, my queen?
I'm okay. I am doing my best to show up. I have a lot on my mind, but I will be fine.
Let's hope so. Oh, babes, oh my gosh, my queen.
I am doing.
It's been
I'm
so
doing well.
long.
It's been long. I'm doing well. Yeah, lots on the mind, but I'm in a good space. Growth pains.
What have you been busy with lately?
I'm resting, but I've also been working on a hair guide on how to deal with type 4 hair, because I've noticed that a lot of people struggle with dealing with their natural hair and just loving their hair, you know, in all its states. So that's something I'm working on. It's coming up soon. So I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's me.
Let us know when it's out.
I will. How are you?
Oh, me, I am fabulous, darling. I am blessed. I am gorgeous. I am beautiful. Yes, I mean, like, you remember when I was asking you about your hair? So you should definitely do that, because I've been struggling with my hair. That's why I'm always in my wigs. Because since I moved to this side, I can't find anyone who can do my hair.
It's always a struggle. Nails and hair.
Right? So
struggle.
now I went to the salon last week, ngithi bengenza enye hairstyle. Hayi man, this girl ngiyabona uyaluka ngithi mangithi awuningi ispell ngithi no ngicela ungiqaqe. And then I said, just do me ama lines lawa awafaka. Ama lines akhona wawaluka ngathi no, this is not it, please. Wawaqaqa ungiqaqa 3 times until and then the fourth one wayenza vele ngathula ngathi amancane because I wanted something that I can wear without, you know, just, you know. But I was like, no, it's okay.
No, I think it just hurts me to see that hairstylists don't actually take the time to learn about our hair as Black people and how to deal with it well. Because I've experienced, like, I've had 2 combs broken on my head while hair drying. So it's like traumatic experiences. And then
That's a lot of pulling.
it is. So so that's why I'm just like, you know what? I need to create a guide so that people understand our hair.
Yeah.
So now, is it possible to go from not relaxed hair? Let's say maybe you were doing is it a blowout? Blowout.
Yeah.
Is the summer blow job? Yes, that blow out to that, like afro.
Yes.
Your hair reverts very quickly.
reverts.
Think about it actually.
But my hair, the thing is soft.
Yeah, but okay, it depends on a person's texture. But think about it. A lot of the time when you do have a blowout, what you're fighting is your hair not to go back. Because your hair's natural texture, depending on whatever your hair natural texture is. But your hair is always, if your hair is healthy, it's always going to go back to that shape. Yeah, so...
It will. Especially if you blow out, let's say maybe once or twice a year, because I blow out once a year, and sometimes not even at all.
Once a
Because-
year. Oh, maybe
Yes.
I'm doing it too much.
Maybe you're doing it too much because if you're doing it once a year, it can quickly go back to that. Especially if you always wash and plate. Yeah, at least you're keeping it healthy, and then you use those hair food and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oils, yes.
Hair fertilizers and all that stuff. There's a lot. The hair growth industry, especially when it comes to like black hair, like it's interesting because you can feel like it's saturated. Like you can feel like there's a lot of information, but then you go and as a woman, you're trying to find a place to do your hair, and you realize people don't actually know.
They don't understand.
People don't understand enough, and it's a little frustrating, especially because we're on the continent. Like
It is.
we're literally on the continent. Why are people in America more knowledgeable about our hair than we are? But
You know
It
what
is what it
annoys
is.
me the most? When you get into the salon and then you tell them, Lucy, I want this and this, and then they say,
You show them.
yeah, I can do it. I can do it.
Imagine.
Knowing exactly what she can't. And then ali mazinelo zakho.
oh,
How do you like
I'm glad I never experienced
that's
that.
another experience.
South Africa?
Money.
Yeah,
It's very hard, guys, to find a hair technician or something.
Yeah.
It's not easy, especially when you just move to a new place. It's like not easy. Hair and your nails, because it's what you like the most. It's what describes who you want to be or how you want to look like. You understand? So now you find somebody that can't do your hair. You still need to find another one because you'll be staying with this one, thinking I am giving her a chance. I got improve. And you need to move. You can't stay with somebody that does not improve every time you come up with a hairstyle. Can I try this? They don't know how to do it.
Even
Because that's
manje
disrespectful to some
bahlula
people.
nawe umugqa lo abuze wena ukuthi i-straight
Straight na-
zide in the middle.
Ajahn.
Why are you asking me? What do I know about hair? Because if I knew about hair, I wouldn't be here.
You answering like me because I'm like, well, what do you see? Because like you are the one who's
Why are
holding
you
the car.
asking?
Why are you lying? Because you see it better. If I was doing it myself, at least I was gonna try to see the way I see it. But you are doing it to me. I came to you now.
Lo
for that.
bengenza ocabanga ne ufaka ikamso ulisusa la. Hey, galibheka le kam. But now you know what she did ne? Isikhundla sokuthi athi straight uthi. I'm like, girl, how did you come from here to the? Can you see ukuthi this one is small and this one is like?
Yeah, hey guys, it's also high stakes. I realize, I also, it's weird because I also know what it's like to be a person working in the service industry.
Yeah.
Abantu are really difficult. Like you think you're being specific, or you think when you're trying to communicate, learn to communicate, this person has just dealt with another person who they spent hours doing this thing with, and then they came around and they were like, no, I put so I try to extend as much grace as I can. As much grace as I can. Let me be like real about that. I'm not always gonna feel that way. But as much as I can, like I'll try to wash my hair at home. I'll try to detangle at home. I'll try to do as much as I can so that when I get to the chair, dude, let's have a good time. But it's not always the same time.
And also the time. You're thinking about the time. I also do that because I'm thinking I don't want to stay there long. So let me just wash my hair and dry my hair at home, so that when I get there, you do what I'm asking you to do, because you are running away from that time wasting and being do this. I try and she's a Bentley.
Yes, I even come with
dryer personally. That's why I don't like dryer. Now, I've got plates underneath my wig, and they will like stay for like two months or so, because I just don't like going to the salon and washing my hair or whatever, and then there's dryer.
The dryer can be very painful.
And the things that I'm
And bayakhuluma. Oh my gosh. It's like ngafaka itape abanye bakhuluma akhulumelela nawe ubone ukuthi
achise benkoko. Awusithi adi sorry. Guys, no.
kufana neinzipho. Inzipho zami mina ngiyazenza. You know the only place engiyithola ukuthi yenze inzipho kahle la in Pretoria, it's Adinailed or Adinailed, I think it's a guy. Shout out to you, Adinails. Uyena yedwa umuntu engimazi yenza inzipho. Ezinye I went to kwenye salon la ngihlala khona. Zibizana.
Hayi ke
Manje siyabheka.
Ziyathanda ukuba nengxaki. Mostly akafuna ubiza amagama, but oma esindondoni dizi hayi chona. Uyofika sophukuke kafiki nasendlini lokuphuka izipho la.
Bro, manje siyabheka. I was like, I can actually do better. What is this? am I actually paying le mali le angishasha yona for this? Because I know how to do my own nails. Sometimes I get lazy. You know, I just want to be spoiled.
I saw a bit of content, recently, that really struck me. It was, okay, of course, I spend a lot of time on TikTok.
Yeah, we all do. Actually, I do
Me too.
myself.
Guilty.
But it was talking about fashion and women's trends as an indicator of international markets and where economics is. Small example. Mhlampe once upon a time ubukwazi ukuthi ukhiphe 2.5 for middle part bust down. Ne, wig yakho yazi ukuthi wig yakho yazi ni platinum blonde ifika injani, right? Futhi actually to a point where sometimes like I'm a wig supplier. Like Leo wig Leo mhlampe bekuyi 2.5 ne eDragon City. Manje sokuyi 5,000 mesifika la uyithenga khona shopping center. Kodwa wena ngithi uyazi.
2.5, sometimes like 500.
Depending on the wig, right? Depending, especially if it's human hair and all of that stuff, right? But then it gets to the shopping center, it's now 5,000 rand. There was a time where, and I'm a supplier that are getting outed on the internet because people are now saying, China, if you're on TikTok, Chinese people are telling us where the supplier is.
Yes, I've been seeing
And it costs that supplier 300 rands to make your wig that you bought for 6,000 rands. But what I'm seeing now, we just think about the fact that I have to spend money on my hair, then I have to go to the lash technician. It's another 350 rands.
It's cheap, 350 rand. Ipindi yekuyo le 350 rand.
You see?
Because I want 500 rand.
And then I still have to do my nails and my feet. By the time self-maintenance, and then there's also girlies who like to get a wax.
Yeah,
I wax.
Right?
Yeah.
By the time my maintenance day is done, I have dropped like 5,000 rand.
Yes, even over 5. Right?
But what a lot of girls are talking about, right, is the fact that, and I'm seeing it because I just bought a synthetic wig, right? Girls are now talking about the fact that, hey guys, listen, this is your free maintenance, and people don't have leo mali ukuthi nje 5,000 rand inyamala longazi ukuthi 5,000 rand
Guys, where's the economy?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Ukuthi girlies are now talking about the fact that we don't have 5,000 rands that is a disposable ongayazi ukuthi yephi just to look pretty. So amantombazana are now doing exactly what you're describing, Tobeka. Going home, getting your own UV oven, putting your nails on, you do your I do my own lashes. I do my own lashes. I would never have thought. I don't do them all the time. But to the point where, guys, sometimes I'll even let myself, like, I haven't done my nails in 2 months. I haven't done my nails in 2 months. I haven't done my nails in 2 months. I haven't done inkopezami. Like, I usually do inkopezam, but it's a bit tricky. So now I'm starting to realize, like, amantombazane, or the things that we have to do as women to do our upkeep and do our maintenance, sometimes it's a really interesting place for us to see, economically, isn't it better? Economically, isn't it better? And I find that, especially like, I think I could be a trader. I don't know. Listen. Hear me out. Not that I think I could get into trading per se. But the way that and the way that like politics are going, I feel like I can go and get Cetrix accounts.
I see the
You know why?
I see the vision.
Wait, now it takes me to amantombazane lawa afuna imali emadodeni. Do you blame them? Because now abantu besifazane when mawubheka kulezi insuku lezi, they are not going for love. They going for love and security. If you can't provide security, I can't be with you. If you can't maintain my standard, it's different. If you ungithola ngiwumahlalela wasemakhaya and then ngifuna ukuthi ungenzele ungifice ngingayenzanga, but now ungithola ngenza inzipho ngenza yonke into and then nami ngiyahluleka. So mangifuna uguy ngimfuna uguy onemali ukuthi
maintain that.
akhona ukuthi month end angithi imali uyabo. So now can you judge the girls for doing that for going for money?
Okay.
Why must you not go for money? Uthando libhadala ziphi bills, guys? If I love you. That time inzipho yabona inzipho zikaSimzija. Abhizi no love uyalala so I love you.
Ulove uzokunika nice. But
Love me and
But and mind you, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Here's the Bible says this. The Bible says, husband, love your wife.
And wife submit to your husband.
And wives submit to your husband. I think I saw this one sermon that, like, for me, it really like hits. It was like, the Bible tells the husband to love his wife because for a woman, it's easy to love a man.
Yeah.
A woman can find a man on the side of the road, see potential, and buff that man until he is a diamond. Anytime that you see a man standing on a platform and he's all like, he's together, the way he talks is together, the way he dresses is together, the moment you see a man, know that is the work of a very serious woman behind him. Ne? I believe that fully. Is it possible for men to do this thing and build themselves? Yeah, sure. But how many times do you see a man who's completely self-made? I don't know. There's always a woman in the background. There's always a woman in the wings. I believe that. So a woman can find potential and buff the potential until it turns into a diamond. Because we are natural as a premise. We're empaths. We're very empathetic. We're very sympathetic.
Nurturers.
We're nurturers, right? And I'm not talking about like gender stereotypes. I'm talking about literally when you really think about your girlfriends. Like I was with my sister on Monday, and I feel like if my energizer battery was finishing, my sister ticked it back up. And that was just 1 hour of us sitting and talking. But it takes someone sitting with a woman who you feel their love because she's going to check on you. Like, she's going to do the thing. Sometimes you tell your man about your problems and he just wants to fix it. But I don't want to be fixed. I just want someone to sit with me and talk through it. Sometimes I just want an empath, right? And men, we build them. We do the thing. We do the locomotive, right? So I was in a relationship with I'm going to be honest. I was in a relationship with a guy who, when I got with him, everyone told me that he was below my standard.
That was a long time ago though, right?
This was after I just come out of varsity.
Yeah.
Everyone told me he was below my standard. My mom told me
that you didn't want to listen.
Girl.
But that was my man! That was my man and I stood by him.
But it took me turning against myself so much that the people who love me couldn't tolerate it. So I found myself isolated. I found myself
below you. Yo.
And then I remember talking to my mom, no? And I had a conversation with her and I said, the next time you see me date a man because I love him, slap me. Listen, when we're doing the thing of getting to know a person, I do think it's important as people, and not just men or women or anything, to have a criteria. And not to go to you can maintain yourself or he needs to maintain you or anything like that. Do I feel respected in this person's presence? Does this person make me feel like I want to ascend to a new level of myself? When this person is talking about themselves or when I'm around this person, do I feel a need to elevate? Do I feel the need to educate myself about new topics so that when I come into the conversation, we're able to engage about something new? Does this person, when I talk to this person, does the way that they talk to me affirm me?
Very important, that one.
And then, as ikanda lekhaya lam, I'm not going to go to a man and come and lower myself and submit. But does he have umoya wokuthi hey, lo 1 plus 1 wakhe shem uyahlangana uyenza u-55. Like akathi 1 plus 1 bese ngazi ukuthi kwenzakalani bese mina ngomele ngene nami ngifake laphayana. U1 plus 1 wakhe uyama, and then lo 1 plus 1 mekamile, then mina ngiyakhona nami ukuthi hayi asi yabo. But that's me thinking about what men. So I'm kind of answering your question, but at the same time, I'm also understanding that putting your destiny in the hands of another person is a dangerous game to play. And I think that's, yes, to a point, when we're talking about amantombazana having standards and doing the whole thing, I think sometimes people are talking about it in a derogatory way. But I think it's important for black women to have standards as to what they're going to dictate that their men have to do for them. Because we don't ask the same questions for white women.
Yes, and I would like to add on that, because amadoda, they're very, like, they know from the get-go what they want.
Very clear.
With your lower standard. Wena is a lower standard. He sees you as a lower standard. So they just don't care.
And if he's not going to pick you, he's not going to pick you. You can do anything.
So that's why it's very important for you when I'm not going to date a broke guy. Not necessarily because I'm an orphan, I do not do A, B, and C. That is established. Do you understand? Do you tell me now, I've got my apartment, I've got my car, I've got. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'll figure out A. Nice. I'm looking after myself. But I want somebody, when they come into my life, how do you impact me to improve my life? Like, you understand that will make me feel I'm growing when I'm with you. You understand? Not necessarily monetary. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ice cream than
Yes.
you got your own money, but when he brings you ice cream and say, baby, I got you ice cream, you did not expect that. It's the thought. Now you're excited because you don't want ice cream. Maybe it's your favorite, but you did not think.
Or even it's not.
You understand?
It's the thoughts that
it's
counts.
The thought that counts. You understand? So you don't want somebody or thoughtful. You don't want somebody also to I go, hey, so if I get called, there must be people that you are calling. Akunikeze numbers abana okay jonga makheni kwamotile xa unobstaka baby ndifuna ube sorted xa ninongabikho mna ngoku mhlamba I'm out of the country, please do call a friend of mine engu so and so azokunceda ngento ethile. You want somebody ozoshowisha masculinity in your life. Awufuni yonke into uyazenzela kodwa indoda like I mean siyazazi duties zethu as women. You know what you, like you were saying, for you to submit fanele bekhona lento ayenzayo. Oh, just submit baba. You don't wake up.
But I mean, sometimes I feel like amadoda wazusafunani, because a woman like that abanye babiza ama-gold diggers, and then if uzimele abanye amadoda aba intimidated because uyintombazane independent.
But that's why it's important but that's why it's important when as a person, and I'm not even talking about gender stereotypes. Me, I'm thinking about literally when I'm talking about partnership, from the basis of I'm a roommate, this is my roommate. Like if we start foundationally, if I have to pay rent and then I also have to pay for water, when my roommate comes in and they haven't paid for their section of the rent and they haven't paid for their section of the water, by the time that they're doing whatever they want in the house and it's all come to me, of course I'm going to end up becoming aggressive.
Of course.
Right? So if I'm in a partnership and in the relationship it doesn't feel like I have any emotional support, it doesn't feel like I don't, because let's be honest about it. We're sitting in a society where opportunities, it's being framed as though women have more opportunities when it comes to just like business and establishment and doing all of that, right? So women don't really have to depend on men for money anymore, which means the criteria for what you need a man to do has completely changed. What a provider looks like these days is different to what a provider used to look like, because a person can be a provider that provides peace, that provides security. And security is physical security. Security is emotional security. Security comes in different kinds.
Different kinds, yeah.
Different forms, right? And women, we like to do things, and we're in the front now. So what a partnership looks like these days to what a partnership used to look like. So when a person is calling a person a gold digger, a man can be a gold digger too.
Yo,
Fully?
It's like this.
Fully?
I was listening to this show yabo Somizi, the morning show, Ask a Man. So the man was calling, and then ngiphume esakhuluma ke because I was rushing him. The man was saying I had this girlfriend, and then I was working at the scrapyard, and then I met this woman right yabona nje impilweni right. So intombazana imbuza ukuthi what is your goal, uzibona ukephi? And then this guy was like ngizibona ngine scrapyard sami because I can see ukuthi yenza imali, right? And then I wavele wayibaxa wathi intombazane inendoda ba engaged yabo. So baba bakhuluma ukuthi okay ngizo investa in 3 million, intombazane yafaka 2 million, and then later on bashada. So the time they meet her, the girl was a fiance, and then the guy bashada, and then the girl still wanted to see the side chick on the side. So I invest into guy nakanayi capital. So uthi mina bengenankinga ngahlala ngavuma ukuthi uzochithela indoda yakhe naye. So angiqeda conversation. So iyangithatha ukuthi okay the guy angisazi noma behlalela uthando or ubehlalela ukuthi uyigold digger herself. I'm sure it's must say totally script that uzomshiya because uzothi ushadile.
I finished the story because I was listening to the same story on the way here. Oh, guys, so apparently, like, this business that the guy wanted to start, it needed 2 people, but she couldn't put her name on because she's with the guy. So she used her best friend's name. Now, her best friend Wakelo girl is included. Now, her best friend and her guy are starting to get close. Right? And then they slept together. Guy one. Now, this girl wants to leave her relationship, the fiance. She wants to leave. She wants to be with the guy who's scrapyard. Now the problem is that her best friend Nayek, she's like, I want in because you are using my name, So, and now Naye ukelo because this thing is not in her name; it's in her best friend's name, and there's a 2 million there. There's one guy in the middle. 2 girls now are fighting for 1 man. Is a problem.
Awunewaza scrapyard. Funa ungatsho. Yabona uzogoldika naye ke ngo.
Wonke umuntu uyagoldika in this way. Anyways, wow, that was so interesting.
Yeah. That's an interesting. I wonder how he's gonna figure his way out of that situation. But
right?
It's really interesting, yeah. I like to think about these things. Why I think in Jamina, I'm really fixated on economics right now, guys, because okay, here's my reality, here's my truth. I don't have kids, but I want a family. I want to settle down. I want the house in the suburbs. I want picket fence. I want a dog in the front.
You want all of that.
I want
The big car.
babies. I want a push present Porsche.
You want little dogs.
I want to be in Cape Town from my pregnancy, just walking around on the coast.
Like a housewife life.
Soft
Right?
housewife.
But
Like me.
Period.
I get
But I think about that. So my personal experience, right, was I went to school. When I went to school, my mom was right? No, like literally, I don't want a baby. Yes.
Oh, that
Yes.
Slow, my dear.
So that was that, right? And I even had a philosophy: books before boys, because boys bring babies.
Yes, the 7 bears.
That's what I always say my daughter.
One. And then I got really, and then I did it, right? Ngahamba ngaya esikoleni, ngaya ku varsity, ngiyakhumbula ngaya ku varsity, mama wathi ukulinga uzibuye nesisu lana mina nawe soqabani. Ngaqeda varsity, ngaphuma. The reality is in South Africa, finding work and being economically viable, to be able to sustain yourself, to get to a position where you can have your own car, have your own apartment, do your own thing. The barometer, hey guys, you have to work really hard and you have to be like, really, you can work hard, but if the money is not making sense, the money is not making sense.
It's not, yeah.
Now I'm getting to a particular age. I'm a woman in my 30s now. Right? And I'm in love. I'm in a healthy relationship. We are really good, and I see myself spending the rest of my life with this person. And I want to build a family. Now, the conflict is, do I, as a woman, have to make a sacrifice in order to have the family? Ne? At the end of it is it possible for a woman to have both? Is it possible for a woman to have a thriving career and be a present doting mother? Because when you really think about it, right? Right? Right. Because when you think about it, right? If a woman, okay, I think about my job in production, right? I work 14-hour days when I'm on set. I'm the first person to arrive to set. I'm the last person to arrive out of set, which means that we're on set for 12 hours if call time to wrap is 12 hours. And then I'm there an hour before production. I'm production officer, so I'm there an hour before. I'm there an hour afterwards to make sure. So I'm away for 14 hours in a day, up to 6 days a week for stretches of time.
Can I add on to that? There was a story that I was listening to, the interview I was listening to this lady that was very successful. It was her interview on the radio. I forgot her name. So she was big. She's an author. She's big. Like she's made it. But she was now, interview, she was having problem with her daughter. Her daughter is in her 20s. She has issues. You are never there for me. So now she goes back. That's what she's trying to fix now, because now she's established as a person, like in terms of career and stuff like that. So ulungisa le relationship because I did not think that I was not there for umntanam, because I wanted to make sure that she goes to the best schools. But yes, now coming to think ngalendlela yakhe ayibona ngayo, yes, I was not there because I was busy trying to make up ndizokwazi umphilisa life.
Yeah.
Yes, she went to good schools. It's the best thing I'm doing for her. Just like other people in their social standard, she got all those things. But now, and she even tells me how much she does not know me. And that is the truth, because I'm thinking about it. Ungrateful. Because I've sent her to good schools. I've done this and that. Allowances, everything. She was like, but now
present
and she's admitting to that. Now she's trying to mend that. Is there a balance where you want to be a successful woman, family? There is not balance. It can't be. If you want to be, I'm not saying don't focus on your career, and I'm not saying don't focus on your kids, but it will not, especially if you are that successfully driven kind of a woman where you want to be in a CEO position. Where are you going to get time? Because there's so much pressure where you are climbing to. You understand? But you need to be at work. You just said it now. You are the last person, the first person to get in, but you are the last to go.
Yes.
Do you understand? How in 14 hours are you going to get to your child and know about what's done? Now, 6 for check in ka 7 o'clock. We are 7. I'm 7. We are schooling kusasa.
Bath time
How
is
are you
gone.
gonna? Yes.
All
How
of
are you
that is
gonna
gone.
spend time with? In fact, even if you get there, homework, you are tired.
20 minutes.
You are tired. You want to take a shower and sleep. It does happen to me sometimes. Going in a job and but I get tired. Sometimes I don't want to talk to her. You understand? So I try. Especially now, that's when I take that time. Come back. You know what? I must play. She must know me. I need to know her. Play with her and try to find out about her and Doni. Then she tells me, you just try, but it can never happen that you balance the career, especially now. This is just no fun as or a housewife. Then you've got a hobby of a business that you're trying to run. That's where you can try now get to balance. But if you are a full-time, a career-driven woman, my dear, kiss that baby goodbye. It's not gonna work.
So which one is it? But which one is worth the price? Which one
They're
is
both worth the price. It's your family. Your family is worth the price. Your family is worth the price.
But
now, firstly, it definition of ambition. I get it. People they're very ambitious. They want to work towards their goal. They're focusing on work, right? And sometimes it gets too much or overwhelming, or they get overworked. You need to have priorities. Okay, but now if you don't have a priority, you're gonna crash. But now the thing is, it's not easy because now umsebenzi abanye abantu, it has to be a priority yabo as much as a family a priority
to build, right?
Right?
Yeah.
You say to usebenza from
14 hours.
you know,
I arrive on sets. I can arrive on sets at 5 o'clock in the morning. Some days I wake up literally. I'm fortunate that my partner's so supportive. If I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, he's waking up with me at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's making sure that my water is run. He's doing the thing. He's a very present partner. But I wonder what that would look like with an infant in the house. Do you understand? Like postpartum. Like let me be clear. I have women around me who have children, young children. Postpartum, it doesn't even have to be depression. Just that first 2 years after umntana azalwa sounds like mentally, psychologically,
it's a lot.
just the weight of someone having access to your body at any given moment because you need to breastfeed or uyakhala kwamele umcomforta ukhathele wena. My sister, the one time, she had a day where she was burned out. She was like burned out where khathele, and she even blocked her phone. Kanti umntana uyagula, umntana is busy teething. So now she felt bad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, which is why you have to have a supportive structure, you know, like family, friends, colleagues. You know, you need to have that support structure. Because now you can't do it alone.
But
you
even then,
can't.
I hear you. But even then, it sounds like, dude, like from what I'm hearing, and I haven't even. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Ngiyesaba. No, ngiyesaba.
Ngeke ungasabi kuyenzeka. Kulapho siyakwenza.
Ngiyesaba. Because someone was like, dude, you can have a support system and you can have a support structure, and you're present. Your partner can be present, and you do this. But for the first 2 years of that baby's life, you are the primary caretaker.
Yeah.
Umntana megakhala waziwa uwe. Umntana megayinephi waziwa uwe. Umntana megalwa angafuni ukulala waziwa uwe. So, you know, I guess the short version of my question is it possible for a woman who is aspirational, who wants it all? Is it possible for women who have spent the better part of the first 15 years of their lives trying to make a career come together? Is it possible for that woman to say, I want a family too?
It is possible. You should find a balance in between. Like she said, you need to have a good family structure, support structure. But yona aizobalance ncam. If to be honest, aizobalance. But you must find a way. You must find a way. In your off days, you do get off days, right? Get off days is you must try and fit in your family. So for no dinner and rest and don't want anybody, go to Saifuna the family. Now you chose the career and you love what you're doing. Production is what you love and what not. Understand and is in full support of that. It is fine. But the kids, they won't know. Kids won't know. Uzofika umntana nxa 20 aba esevasithi abenethensa, my mom doesn't care about me. Buqomba behlale upstairs. Habo ngene iPhone. Lo mntana ndimthengele imoto efike yavasa. She just give out money. Buqomba kanti bafanele ndenza ntoni? You understand? So you need to find balance. Nge-weekend okanye nge-off days zakho, find time. Uhambe uyohlala naye spare umntana, uhambe uyohlala
go to the
park, whatever.
Ice cream dates.
Ayazi ba yena unesuku elithile nomamakhe. And if there's anything abantwana, especially before teens and stuff, Jonga, if we would take ice cream date, my dear, you will know. But
and homeworks as well. Do homeworks
yes,
together.
Yes, your choice, Kelly. It's not a choice. You have to do. And dig up, but so you use those things, they create the bond between you guys. So you before 13, I don't know, a 9 teenager, but 6. Babu take kuye sizaye wimpi honey noba ufika udino unesikhazi ngabe uyasibonisa sika but you say
and baqale ngathi bakhe are you okay
okay ogqiba mkathinde ngala
okay are we still going to speak
yeah so kids for you. So abalibali into bathembise yona, so suyenza laa nto. So uyabona eza promises ufike for instance abazali abasingle besithi andifuni uba ubone utata womntana inconsistent. Mna I understand it because abantwana uyithatha serious into nxa besithi uza kwenza into ethile. Uba becele ibhayisekile utata uzayithenga, uzawuhlala efuna laa bhayisekile utata ebethethe ngayo uba you said my dad is going to buy it. Where is it? So that's why abazali fike becutter off umzali that is not consistent, because they are running away from eza disappointment zomntana, because ukhula nayo and they become a trauma now. Umntana nxa sekuye laa nto, because now uzoqonda uba my dad was always lying. Athi uzayenza into angayenzi. Mayibe nguwe ngumama wakhe. Utata naye ukhona apha. Mhlawumbi utata is more present yena because mhlawumbi the kind of job he does. Uba khona endlini on time and then play the whatever that he can wena mama ubusy. Do you want to be that kind of mother that ubusy ukodlula nendoda sana? Hayi senzitsho. Angikhale uba busy ukodlula indoda yami noko. I want to be busy. I want to be booked and busy. Ndikwazi ukwenza nami izinto zenzeke endlini. But I do not want to be that a woman who is busy than my husband, because iqala apho nengxaki. Naye ngoku andithi naye kaloku awunamntu uyi-one xa une-household ngoku. You are not only trying to fulfill abantwana, kukho umyeni wakho ozodinga ixesha lakho. Wena nxa ungafuni ngoku umoya ebedroom okanye ungafuni umoya apha endlini, i-tray yakho ayiqhelileyo ngokuya wena before things boom for you. Uyayazi laa nto and ngoku mane icinga kwiqoma ndiyamsapota yazi, but things have changed. Akasenguyanga umfazi wam ngoku. Uboma unento ngoku ezidiniweyo, unento zongafuni uzenza izinto that now yena uzazi uba zi-due to yena as umyeni apha endlini. Awufuni uluza laa nto also, because uzoluza abantwana, uluza indoda. Umzekelo mna, not because I'm a gold digger or what, people will label me the way they want, it's their opinion. But I will never date somebody mna ondinemali ngaphezu kwakhe. I can never date somebody who's below me in terms of finances, especially finances.
What if you really like this person?
I can never. I do not want, because ndiyayazi bana 1001 nje amashumi ambalwa andenza ndithi Vavtech andithanda ukuthi iyenzeka nje ndike ndibone nxa 1001. Qoma hayibo ndizibona ndi-big. So imagine nxa kuthiwa ndim yona apha hand ndiyazi bana mna igross yam is 100 and ntoni apha endlini, ndakwazi wona ngo-30 nto ndim ocontribute apha endlini. Sawumane mama ndiyabona uba ndidiniwe yokhona ndithi akula apha endlini. Yaqaba ndizilibele ngoku I'm just tired and you are trying to get all. You understand? When you're excited for umfazi wakhe nxa nguye unayilandawo yomcenga, not uba umcengile uba umcenga, but unayilandawo yoba uyamhlonipha because kaloku ugqibeleni intloko yekhaya and wenza izinto apha endlini zenzeke. You understand? Wena into yenzayo uthenga itswayi nxa ipheleleyo, uthenga loo onion ngelo xesha, but ayonto onyanzelekileyo. Kwaye ipetroli ngoku unayo imali. Hayi baba unayo imali epetroli baba.
It's so interesting. Yes, why this new generation, and I never born the new generation, the girls, and they're like what, 26, 25? These girlies went to school, and now the female economic empowerment. Now, if female economic empowerment was starting in maybe the early 2000s, 2005, now it's in full swing. Now female economic empowerment is part of the score of the BEE. To the point where if you go into tender systems or you go into government grant systems and things like that, I sit in a better position because I'm a woman than my male counterpart. My male counterpart can be experienced, do the thing. But just because I'm a woman in a specific industry, in a specific field, I get preference. Down to ama bazar. Ne? So we're getting to a point where it's almost like women are really in the front. And again, nathi ke sesinaleyo vangeli. Nathi sesingenile kulelo giya ke ukuthi azini intombazana kwamele uzibambele ke sisi. And kwamele uma ukuthi uyayifuna le weave sisi emuvayo, buy it for yourself my sister. You want a Mercedes, get in the car my sister. Do the thing. But now, and this is just from me observing, now the girls, either they have the expectation ukuthi bona bayazenzela, or ama-age mate wabo, or umuntu ofuna ngabe uyamlingana, umlingani wakhe. Funa ngabe they are in the relationship, but they don't have the width or the bandwidth, the emotional intelligence to say, indoda yami lena, nami thengizehlise. I'm kind of concerned. Ukuthi, as economic opportunities continue to increase for women, and some women don't have the wokeness or the strength of mind to say, hey, but yazi mengikhuluma nendoda akumelanga ukuthi ukhulume naye ngathi ngisesetini. Kwamele ngibuye futhi phela ngehlise phela ngincenge Nkosi yami hawu naye yazini ngeke ngimthakazelele yazini ngimzwise lokho. Do we feel like, hey guys, like, is there a chance for young people in romantic relationships these days?
Well, so I think I will be answering both questions. With the other one that we were just talking about, I think everything is sacrificial and everything has a time, even your ambition. You know, like the Bible does say there's a time for everything. You know, there's a time to work, there's a time to play, there's a time to dance, there's a time to cry and be happy. And I think if we can just get that, it's like, okay, I've reached a stage in my life. I can't keep chasing my career like how I was chasing it. It's time for the nurturing side of myself to come out. It's time for, you know, this part of my life or this stage in my life requires this of me. And I think if you can take life in stages, it becomes a little easier to, I guess, navigate. But I do believe that you can find balance. It's not going to be like balance to the core, like Zodra said. But priorities as well. And then coming into women who are struggling to, I guess, humble themselves and actually know what their role is in the relationship. It's a big thing. It's an issue. It's a huge issue. There is a chance, but that chance has to come with
sacrifice.
Yeah, sacrifice, but also being able to listen and just keep quiet for a moment. I think the problem with young girls I've seen is they don't want to listen. You know, like having older women who will tell you, hey, it's okay to be ambitious and that girl and who runs the world, girls. But when it comes to you and your partner, hey, just zehlise girl, you know, bopha, relax. Because there are a lot of youngins, and I've seen it with myself as well, who kind of, it's lovely to have an older figure who is a woman who can tell you, hey, we are better than, or hey, it's good because you don't know everything. And I think the pride comes from, I've got this, you know, I know everything, and that pride takes over. And once it takes over, and you think you are, you know, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. You know, so I feel like we've reached a stage where it's time for the older generation and the current generation to kind of work together to, you know, because, I mean, we don't know everything, guys. We need your help. Like, you know, we need your help, but we also need to allow ourselves to be helped. Yeah.
But now I have a question. There's this story right now, I think in Mzansi Magic, called Inimba. Okay. Right? It just started. So, Matros. So there's a wife, a wife and a husband, right? So bayasebenza, umfazi usebenza ofisini yabona njena, and then wathatha maternity leave, she was pregnant, wazala ingane wahlala endlini yabona until ingane ikhule iba right, and then now it was time for her to go to work, and then the husband was like, Mara, is there a need for you to go back to work? Because I can provide for the family. You know what you need to do: stay at home, take care of the baby, and then we can make a second baby, right? And then umfazi kumele aphindele emsebenzini. Umfazi says, no, I need to go back to work. And then my sister also is lalini. She's not working, so she can come and look after the baby, right? So the wife goes to work, or the wife is supposed to go to work tomorrow, and then the husband was like, baby, ngomso xa ufika emsebenzini ndifuna uresign. Kawufika pha uresign ne na mna ndizakwazi ukubheka ifamily. I can support the family, right? And then now the wife, okay, uyamlalela like ubekathobekile, right yabo. Ufika emsebenzini and ucela boss after the meeting ucela uthetha nawe. And then the boss is like, no, it's fine, we can talk after the meeting, right? And then the boss was like, okay, there's a promotion, what I have to send people to America, so now we choose America. And then choose lo mama ukuthi aye America for 3 years. And then ufaka isigaxa semali ukuthi uzothola imali engaka, yabona. So now umfazi like iyane ambition leyo. And then manje na umsebenzi ngalana, ifamily ngala, ndithini? Uyabosa manje ziningi izinto ezenzeka kulomfazi ne. Xa ifika endlini, ifamily ifikile yonke kumnandi yabona bayathetha, indoda ifitshela ukuthi hayi umfazi uzoyeka emsebenzini ntonto usenza abantwana abaningi. Ngalo sikhathi umfazi kubhizi ukuthi avela nje out of the blue. Ndifuna many promotion. Mele ndiye American aqhuma indoda ntonto athethe awuyi apho in athula umfazi ne. Ngalesikhathi bejava eminyango umfazi athutha impahla zakhe athatha ingane ayi airport. Usisi mayengena endlini kuthiwa ambulance usisi wakho umfazi uyambona nangihamba ngemoto, right? Cut story short, umfazi indoda imlandela ithatha ingane ithi xa uhamba umntana lo ulibale ngomntana ulibale ngomtshado. So as umfazi wenze njani kuleyo moment leyo uchoose umsebenzi or uchoose umshado?
She chose the wrong partner.
Lalela, you know what she did? She chose a career.
She chose the wrong partner.
Because now a partner that loves you will never make you choose.
Ever give you
they
that
will
ultimate.
support you.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. To begin with. Ekala. That was not her man. So she didn't choose her career. She chose herself.
She chose herself. Yes.
But that's hard.
But also, guys,
But now leaving your child behind and man telling you, see, this is my child because umzalele emshadweni. So now you can't take your child. Mind you, umntana uyancela. As a wife, what do you do in that situation?
No, she chose the wrong person. She chose the wrong partner. She chose herself.
But sana uyamqonda ba uzohlala America nge3 years ube ulapha uservice ngibamyeni wakhe. Senje besides guys, you must be open minded when you think about these things, because umyeni, it's not like the wrong partner, but sana uyacinga kula 3 years.
But now I think they were both wrong.
Maybe they are both wrong, because kaloku you sit down, because as in guys, it's very important.
Communication.
Communication. You sit down.
That's why I was saying that.
Uhlale, okay, mna baby ndingumuntu okule line of work. Mna nxa nje manje ophangela ngonto act America, ungayithini lonto? Mna ndiyayifuna ndinguzodwa into yoba ndo act America ndishiye ifamily yami endiyenzile, because akuzibalula baba vele bahambe nami, especially same time. Ndimufuneka aqale abese America at that time and all that. So you talk ubomba kwento sizithetha umzekelo mna from the past relationship that I had a guy that told me into yokubana mna andizodibana nalanto yakho ye-acting. Andizoba nomfazi ozoncanyiswa mna. Ndayibona right there into yokuba
this is not the man for me. You see what I mean?
I never stopped you from your dreams. Ubusy apha ndiyakusupporta kuzo zonke ozenzayo. Ndiyayibona ivision lo uyibonayo ngebusiness yakho. I've never said le business yakho uba ingajona after 5 years. I don't discourage you and say those things. And I'm telling you, this is acting. Akho dynamic engakunikeza iyona around this thing bana. This is what we do. We don't really do the engaging. We don't do there's no feelings there. I know who I am for.
And it's not just the two of you. There's like 10, 20 people in the room. And you are covered.
You are covered. Like I'm still new in the industry, get my dear. I'm gonna take rollers out my face. I'm a bell and
No, I understand.
I'm trying to explain if I was Uvana and I'm Puzam, then I'm looking on perfume, but you are Puza because it's scripted Puz. You understand? I doesn't matter. I'm funa lam to get the script. But you want to take away. Why don't you take?
Yes.
Do you understand?
I understand.
So I'm going to lamfamba aggressive.
Yes. It's giving controlling.
It's not, yes.
It's giving controlling.
And insecurity.
I'm not going to take this one. And I'm that yo, I get my dear, when I get career where I push, this is passion for me. It's not even about money. It's what I want to do. It makes me feel good.
Not even
not necessarily, but I'm just saying.
Experience someone else's life. You know,
understand?
To portray character.
Portray another air.
You know,
well, that's what I demand. So unadlophuze umuntu phaya andimanga in my body. So
No,
please,
but that's-
come on, don't come
But
for me.
that's exactly why I said, Uguti, in the story that you're giving, the
So
illustration that you're
partner,
giving, she didn't choose her career, she chose herself, right? She chose her. It's hard, and that must be very hard for moms. Like, guys, this thing of women being able to return to work after maternity leave is something that I respect with everything inside me, because the idea of you were with this person for 24 hours a day, you have been nurturing and pouring into this person, and then suddenly you have to now deal with yourself and now have to remove yourself from this person who has been a part of you and go to work. I respect that. Number one. But then for that character to have gone through through that thing and then said, I'm taking what is mine, I'm putting it in my car, and I'm leaving, is because she wasn't choosing her husband, she wasn't choosing her marriage. Is because when he chose her, he knew that she's a career woman. When they got married, surely there must have been something that was happening along the way when they were dating.
That is leading to the
along the
career
years
line,
as things were happening. I'm a believer, dude, that unembeza wakho will always tell you the truth. And the most important thing that my mom has always taught me is cultivator unembeza. Because umoloku busy nonembeza, akekho umunye umuntu uzokutshela right no wrong. Akekho umunye umuntu uzokutshela right no wrong ngomshado wakho. Akekho umunye umuntu uzokutshela right no wrong ngecareer yakho. No one can tell you what to do with your life. But it's you and your spirit that have to discern the different situations that you're going to find yourself in. Because only when you and your spirit are in tune can your spirit say, are you sure about this guy that you're about to marry?
Kwala question, irongo. Once ibe into ebhidisayo,
No,
I'm sure.
Vele.
Because
No, outside of
it
jail.
doesn't have to be like when it feels right. Sometimes, in most cases, your instinct. If you can't do ngati wrong, uzayiva nge-doubt. Ubona ngento kubana, do I have to do it? Ubana landu, do I really have to do this? Uboyiqonda ke uba, yabona le izangisa phambili le. It's not going to be good for me. I'm not saying all the things that you just do without unembeza or instinct yakho telling you it's always right. But amaxesha amaninzi ubona lantu ngathi
Procrastinate.
uboyiqonda uba inganinzi kaloku andingapha ndingawugatyane xa ikhona laa nto uboyiqonda uba ikhona ingxaki. Why must you have delays in a decision that you want? Why must you have delays entweni oyazi into yokubana ndiyayifuna? Why must you think yiyo ayiyo? Susho ucinga kaninzi ngento oyazi ubana yiyo. You know what you want. Kwakudala ubuyazi into oyifunayo. So why must you now ube nezinto ezikwenza ube unsure? You must know there must be something wrong.
Guys, le conversation lena ingaya singayikhuluma kuze kuyophela ilanga lonke.
But what I can say, sorry to comment, what it sounds like is like what I'm deriving a lot from this conversation, hey, is singabantu. One. And umuntu nomuntu, you have to by yourself decide what your priorities are for yourself. You have to decide what is your thing. Like, and not even Uguti, I am here with another person, I have made promises to this other person, whether it be my child, my partner, my family, whomever. If I have to get to a point where I have to make certain decisions and prioritize the other person or myself, who am I able to prioritize? One. Two, hey, the idea of bringing a family together is a very big decision, hey? And I'm starting to respect that the older I get. And the idea of bringing a child into the world is a very big decision. So I'm really starting to respect that. But it sounds like it all comes to number one. And it all comes back to you. So, yeah. But she was still saying.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh. Oh. Hi, guys. No. This was very interesting. If you guys have anything that you need to say, but mina all I know is that uNkulunkulu yedwa umuntu ongasiza ukuthi sikwazi ukuqhubekela ngale mpilo esiphilayo ukuthi asisize ukuthi sithathe ama decisions are right, and the Holy Spirit is the one that can lead us to the right path. If you have God, you have everything, right? So please share your story. down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to press the notification button just to get notified every time we post new videos. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Healing with Her. Let's heal, grow, and shine together. See you next time.
Bye.